Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. This episode, I'm dedicating to all the carvers out there, you folks that are just starting out, and you guys have been around for a while. Maybe you can take this and run with it. Maybe not, I don't know. This video is called The Path, and I was very happy to make it. I wrote it up and decided to just narrate it, and it sounded pretty good, so I've decided to just go ahead and throw a video on top. What's your path look like? Mine has been quite the trip. My name's Jeff Mohr. I'm the Northwoods Carver, and thanks for seeing what I saw. You ever look back at your life and realize it wasn't a straight line? It was a drunken mule ride through a mountain pass in the dark. That's how mine felt. I had my wild streak, no doubt about it. No map, no compass, and if I'm honest, no real concern about the cliff edges. But here's the thing. When I finally turned around and took in the trail I'd stumbled along, I didn't see the wreckage. I saw a patchwork, a masterpiece. Every wrong turn, every lucky break, every moment I thought was the end of the world, it was all stitched together into something that made sense. Some people call it destiny. Some people call it dumb luck. Me? I call it proof that the road you take doesn't have to be clean to be worth traveling. And here's another truth. No one's ever truly ready to forge a new path. You tell yourself you'll start when the time's right, when you're prepared, when you've got the answers. But that day never comes. You just step forward anyways, knees shaking, heart racing, and trust the ground will be there under your feet. And sometimes the path takes you through seasons where you work harder on yourself than ever before, only to find out the one thing you were chasing wasn't yours to keep. For me, it was archery. I poured myself into it, trained, focused, built discipline like I'd never had before. But no matter how much I wanted it, I had to accept I'd never be a professional archer. That wasn't failure. It was a lesson, a mirror showing me my weaknesses and the strength it takes to admit them. I had to go through that to be here where I am, because somewhere along the way, I found the thing I was meant to do. Something that not only lit me up inside, but somehow lit the way for others too. I've seen students' eyes go from uncertainty to fire. I've watched hands shape wood into something alive. And every time I'm reminded that the mess behind me wasn't a burden, it was training. Training to trust the chaos. Training to find beauty in the splinters. Now I stand here, not as a man who's got it all figured out, but as someone who knows that even the most crooked path can lead you exactly where you are meant to be. And when it's time to step into the unknown, you don't wait for readiness. You walk into it, ready or not, and claim it as yours. I didn't know it at the time, but every twist and turn, every so-called dead end was forging something in me. You think you're just chasing hobbies, chasing dreams, chasing distractions, but each one leaves its mark. Archery gave me discipline. Hard jobs gave me grit. Failures gave me humility. And somewhere in the mix, I started shaping myself the same way I'd one day shape wood. The thing about working with your hands is it teaches you patience that you didn't even know that you had. And honestly, you didn't always want. You can't lie to the grain. If you force it, it splits. If you rush it, it scars. So you learn to read it, to find a place where your vision and its nature meet. And I think life's the same way. You don't get to be ready before you start. You start scared. You start clumsy. You start without knowing the ending. But if you keep showing up, if you keep putting in the hours, someday you'll look back and realize you were building more than a skill. You were building yourself. Now I can look at a block of wood and see the eagle inside it, the bear, the life waiting to be freed. And I can look at people, students, friends, strangers, and see the same thing. That spark, that shape, that thing they're meant to be. The only difference is with people, you're not shaping the wood. You're handing them the tools to shape themselves. I've had my share of victories, sure, but the truth is, the moments that stay with me aren't the trophies or the applause or the pats on the back. They're the moments when someone else sees themselves differently because of something we built together. It might start with a chainsaw in their hands, rough cuts, nervous sweats, but somehow, somewhere along the way, they stop seeing just the wood, and that's when I know my job is not to create for them. It's to help them believe that they can create for themselves. All the twists in my life, the dreams I chased and lost, the skills I fought for, the failures I had to swallow, they weren't detours. They were the tools being laid out on my workbench, one by one, for the day I needed them. Now every time I step up to the block of wood, I remember it's not about perfection. It's about faith. Faith in the grain, faith in the work, and faith in what's waiting to be revealed. And maybe that's the real lesson I carried through all of it. The shape of your life isn't something you find ready-made. You carve it, but the carving isn't yours alone. You have to get out of your own way and let the ultimate creator move through you.